Welcome to The Deep Dive. We're the podcast where we plunge you into really complex worlds, sift through all the information, and pull out those surprising nuggets you need.
Yeah, the stuff that helps you feel truly well-informed.
Exactly. So today, we're dropping you right into TunFaire. It's a city where, well, loyalties shift like desert sands.
And absolutely nothing is quite what it seems. It's a tricky place.
Sounds like it.
So our deep dive today gets into this central puzzle. It starts as a, seemingly simple investigation for a brewery magnate, Max Waiter,
Okay.
but it just spirals out into this dense conspiracy. We're talking ancient races, political maneuvering, hidden agendas everywhere.
Wow.
So our mission really is to give you a shortcut, help you understand the deeper currents of intrigue flowing just beneath the surface there.
And our guide through this whole whirlwind, it's Garrett, right?
That's him.
Yeah.
Garrett. He's a private detective.
Yeah.
Pretty cynical, witty.
And his home life is, let's just say, unconventional.
That's putting it mildly. Yeah. You'll see pretty quickly, he's like that friend who just always finds himself right in the thick of things.
Even when he's trying not to be.
Especially when he's trying not to be. So, yeah, let's unpack this whole thing.
All right. Where does it kick off?
It starts with Max Waiter, the brewery titan. He's facing a really serious threat.
From who?
This group calling itself The Call. They claim to be a, quote, human rights organization.
Mm-hmm. Sounds suspicious already.
Right. They're demanding a big chunk of his profits, and they insist he fire all his non-human employees.
Wow. Okay, but Weeder's known for being, like, fiercely protective of his diverse workforce, isn't he?
Exactly. He doesn't discriminate. Which is notable because, most human males in TunFaire are veterans, often with their own prejudices.
So this isn't just about money, then. It immediately makes you think, why him? Why target Weeder specifically?
That's the question. Is there something more going on here than just, simple extortion?
It feels like it.
And that threat immediately shines a light on some fascinating dynamics within Weeder's own family.
Oh, like what?
Well, his daughter, Alex, she's really concerned, naturally. But then there's his brother, Ty.
Okay.
Ty's a war veteran, very bitter. He lost a leg fighting for the kingdom, Carenta, and feels like he got nothing for it. Just totally consumed by resentment.
Ah, okay. So the family itself has these built-in tensions. That could be a vulnerability.
Definitely. And Alex actually mentions the call even spoke to Ty. He apparently claimed he knew some of them.
Oh, interesting. So is Ty maybe just the target here? Or is he? Could he be involved somehow?
That's the million-dollar question right there. And while all this is going on, Garrett's just navigating his own peculiar life.
Right. You mentioned his unconventional home life.
Yeah, and his past relationships, too. There's this great bit where Tinny Tate, who's clearly a significant figure from his past, sees him and just goes.
What does she say?
You look like death on a stick, Garrett. Slightly warmed over.
Ouch. So he's not exactly Mr. Commitment either, then.
Not even close. He seems pretty reluctant to commit to, well, much of anything, really. He keeps people at arm's length.
Gotcha. Okay, so about that peculiar life, you mentioned a partner.
Ah, yes. We absolutely have to talk about his most unique partner, the Dead Man.
The Dead Man. Okay, is that a nickname or?
Nope, not a nickname. He's literally a 400-year-old Loghyr. That's an ancient, very rare species.
400 years old. And Loghyr, what are they like?
Huge. Think elephant size with a big snoot. And yeah, the Dead Man has actually been dead for centuries. Stabbed ages ago in some conflict nobody even remembers.
Wait, so he's dead, but he's Garrett's partner. How does that work?
He's sort of alive in Garrett's head. He's psychic, incredibly ancient, incredibly wise.
So he talks to Garrett in his mind.
Constantly pushing unwanted advice directly into Garrett's thoughts. He's this calm, insightful voice, always providing context that Garrett and, honestly, you, the listener, often need to make sense of the chaos.
A dead psychic advisor, okay?
Yeah.
That's different.
It is. And then, to make things even weirder, there's the goddamn parrot.
The goddamn parrot. Is that its actual name?
It's pretty much what everyone calls it. It's this cussing bird that often acts as a very rude channel for the dead man's thoughts.
A rude channel?
Oh, yeah. Adds this unexpected, often hilarious layer. It squawks things like, "Ogg, queen bitch," at totally the wrong moments.
No.
Yes. And Garrett often tries to blame it on the dead man, feeding it lines or doping it or something.
Right. Convenient excuse. So ancient wisdom mixed with foul-mouthed bird commentary. Sounds like Garrett's place is lively.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah.
But speaking of unexpected things, later on, both the dead man and Garrett's servant, Dean, they just vanish.
Really? They disappear?
Yep. Which raises the question, How does Garrett cope when his most unconventional allies are suddenly gone?
Yeah.
That's a thread we'll have to follow.
Okay, keep that in mind. So back to the investigation. Where does Garrett start?
His initial digging throws him right into TunFaire's political deep end. It's a tense place.
How so?
He connects with Colonel Block, who heads the city guard, and this other guy, Railway.
Railway. Who's he?
Railway runs a secret police force.
Yeah.
Powerful, ruthless, the kind of guy who makes problems just disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
One of those.
Exactly. And Railway, he's a real believer in his cause. He quickly lays out the call's true, pretty unsettling agenda.
Which isn't just human rights, I'm guessing.
Not even close. He says they're basically exploiting fear and hatred of non-humans to move into organized crime. Rackets. Especially targeting non-humans.
Wow.
Yeah. Railway has this chilling line. He says, we deem it fitting that the disease provide the means of sustaining the cure.
That's grim. So what does Railway want with Garrett?
He wants Garrett to infiltrate the call. Put him on the inside.
Okay, that sounds dangerous.
Extremely. And what's really interesting is how Garrett's own life becomes a problem here. His Loghyr partner, his elf friend, just his general tolerance.
Makes him stand out in a bad way for this group?
Precisely. Railway basically tells him he'd only have to shuck about half his beliefs to fit in with the call. Easy.
Yeah, piece of cake. So does he do it?
Well, things get complicated fast. Because right around then, Garrett gets attacked.
Attacked? By who? The call.
Not directly. It's this unknown free corps, basically a mercenary unit called Black Dragon Volsung.
Okay.
And the weird part, they're wearing armbands that look a lot like the ones the call uses.
So who are these guys? Are they connected to the call? Or is it something else entirely?
Exactly. The questions Garrett starts asking. And to figure that out, we actually need to dip into a bit of history.
History. How does that connect?
There's this war veteran story. He tells Garrett about something called the Mizhad Massacre.
Okay. What was that?
A really bad military defeat for Carenta, the kingdom. And it was caused by shapeshifter mercenaries.
Shapeshifters.
Yeah. And here's the twist. These shapeshifters originally worked for Carenta, but then they betrayed them. Shockingly. As Story puts it, folks forget that they worked for us first.
Wow. Okay, betrayal by mercenaries. That's rough. But how does this link back to Garrett's current problem?
Well, here's the chilling part. Story mentions that one of those shapeshifters, back in the day, was named Carter Stockwell.
Wait a second. Carter Stockwell, you mean?
Hmm?
The same name as one of the pretty boys who just attacked Garrett.
Exactly the same name.
Whoa. Okay, that's not a coincidence.
Not at all. It suddenly makes you realize that TunFaire's conflicts aren't just about the present. The past isn't dead, it's like actively messing with things now.
Ancient grudges, old betrayals resurfacing centuries later.
Pretty much. It forces you to wonder how many of today's fights are just echoes of things that happened long ago. It's a really fascinating layer.
Okay, so we need to understand these shapeshifters better then. What exactly are they? What can they do?
Right, so they can change their appearance, look like almost anyone, but, and this is important, they can't change their weight.
Ah, okay. A key limitation.
Yes. And they're also very vulnerable to silver. That little detail becomes pretty critical later on.
Silver. Got it. So the plot is thickening. Where does Garrett go from here, knowing about shapeshifters and this historical connection?
Well, things get personal, really personal. Garrett finds out that Belinda Contague has been abducted.
Belinda Contague. Who is she?
Dangerous woman. Deep ties to the underworld. But crucially, she was his father's protege.
Oh, wow. So that adds a whole new level of urgency for him.
Absolutely. This isn't just a job anymore.
So how does he track her? Shapeshifters sound pretty hard to follow.
He needs specialized help. He brings in Puler Cinch.
Peelerson?
She's a rat girl tracker. A bit shy, but incredibly talented. She has these enhanced senses, especially smell.
A rat girl. Okay, so she can literally sniff out their trail.
That's the idea. She can follow scents that nobody else could possibly detect. Her ability, and actually her growing connection with Garrett, they become vital.
Okay, so they're tracking the kidnappers. What do they find?
They find something that starts to reveal the real nature of the shapeshifters' plot.
What is it?
They track the trail, along with this shadowy restaurateur friend of Garrett's, Morley Dotes.
Morley Dotes, okay.
And they find an old, abandoned lamp brewery. And it's being used.
Used for what?
For something pretty dark. They're brewing this disgusting mud.
Mud? Like actual mud?
Looks like it. Foul stuff. And the implication is it's being used to either create more shapeshifters or maybe sustain the ones that exist.
Whoa. Create them. That's disturbing.
Yeah, Garrett's reaction is basically, oh, That's foul. Some people shouldn't be allowed to brew their own.
I bet. So this isn't just a few rogue shapeshifters causing trouble then. This sounds organized, systematic.
Exactly. That brewery discovery, the mud,
Right.
it shifts everything. It suggests an almost industrial plot, an insidious force working deep inside the city.
Okay, so shapeshifters, brewing mud, ancient betrayals. Where does this all lead?
It all comes to a head at the Weeder Gala. Max Weeder's throwing this huge, elaborate party at his mansion.
Big fancy party. Seems
Yeah.
like a target-rich environment.
Precisely. What looks like a joyous occasion turns out to be the perfect cover for the shapeshifters to infiltrate.
And who are they after this time? Max? Alex?
Their target is actually Tom Weeder.
Tom? Who's he?
He is Alex's brother. And he's catatonic, completely vulnerable, which makes the attempt to kidnap him feel even more, sinister.
Targeting someone who can't even defend himself. Vile. Do they succeed?
Well, things get chaotic, but then help arrives, unexpectedly.
Who? Garrett? The guard?
Someone much more powerful. Perilous Spite. He's a storm warden.
Storm Warden, what's that? A wizard?
Basically, yeah, a powerful magic user. He shows up, deals with the situation swiftly, captures the surviving shapeshifters.
Captures them, okay.
Yeah, showcases his pretty intimidating magical power. And it really confirms for Garrett and for us the truly supernatural nature of this threat he's facing. It's not just politics and gangs anymore.
Magic is definitely involved now.
Right.
Okay, so shapeshifters captured. Is that the end? Who is behind it all?
Not quite the end.
Yeah.
Because now we get the ultimate reveal. And it's a shocker.
Lay it on me.
Remember Marengo North English, the influential human rights leader, head of the call.
Yeah, the guy Railway was suspicious of.
Well, it turns out the real Marengo North English hasn't been around for a while. He was replaced.
Replaced? By who?
A shapeshifter.
No way! The leader of the anti-non-human group was actually a shapeshifter.
Yep. As the narrator puts it, they were just getting their minds around the fact that Marengo North English wasn't Marengo North English anymore. That throws the whole leadership of the call into question, right?
Completely. But wait, if North English was a shapeshifter puppet who was pulling the strings, was he the mastermind?
See, that's the next twist. He wasn't the ultimate mastermind either.
And there's another layer.
There is. The grand puppeteer behind this entire sprawling conspiracy is revealed to be Glory Mooncalled.
Glory Mooncalled. That name sounds significant. Legendary, almost.
He is legendary.
Yeah.
And incredibly elusive. And guess where he's been hiding?
Where?
In plain sight. Disguised as North English's seemingly harmless butler, Tild.
The butler. Seriously, Glory Mooncalled was the butler.
The butler did it. Or orchestrated it anyway. Garrett realizes he's the one behind everything that's gone wrong. It's a massive reveal for him.
I'll bet. So why is this legendary figure, Glory Mooncalled, doing all this? Shapeshifters, the call, kidnapping. What's his endgame?
It ties back to his long game. Mooncalled has this long-standing agenda. He wants to stir up Republican partisanship.
A Republican partisanship in a kingdom.
Yeah, basically a movement within Carenta that wants to get rid of the monarchy, establish more democratic rule. He wants to destabilize the whole kingdom.
Ah, okay, so the call, the shapeshifters, the attacks, it's all just chaos to undermine Carenta.
Pretty much. Create fear, division, weaken the current power structure. The dead man even confirms it inside Garrett's head. He senses Mooncalled nearby, frustrated that his plans got disrupted at the gala.
What does he say?
Something like, Mooncalled is in the area, Garrett. He's upset. I sense that he had plans for tonight, too, but nothing has gone his way. There may be trouble.
Wow, so Mooncalled's plans were even bigger than what happened. Okay, so we've unraveled it. Mooncalled is the big bad. What happens next? What's the aftermath?
Well, as you might expect from an elusive legend, Glory Mooncalled escapes, vanishes again.
Figures. What about the shapeshifters' spite capture?
They're captured, yeah. But there's this cynical little hint that maybe Perilous Spite, the Storm Warden, might find his own uses for them, maybe exploit them himself.
Oh, great. Out of the frying pan.
Possibly. And the Call's big plan, the cleansing they were pushing for, that gets postponed, disrupted, at least for now.
So a partial victory, maybe? Things calm down?
For a bit. And through all this, you really see Garrett's worldview evolve, right? He's still cynical, but he's learned some hard truths.
Like what?
Like nothing's ever just black and white. Everyone, even people pushing grand ideals like human rights, can have hidden, often ugly agendas.
Yeah, that seems to be the main takeaway.
His friend Morley Dose puts it pretty well. He tells Garrett, sometimes the world works that way, Garrett. When everybody heads a different direction, nobody gets anywhere. Kind of sums up the mess, doesn't it?
It really does. Constant conflict, hidden motives, everyone pulling in different directions. So that leaves us, and you the listener, with a final thought, Rada.
Absolutely. In a world like TunFaire, where identities can be stolen, where allegiances are just masks, where even history gets twisted, how do you tell what's real? How do you sort the truth from the manipulation?
And maybe even, what does it really mean to be human when the world is filled with so many different non-human races, each with their own complicated histories tangled up in everything?
Exactly. This deep dive hopefully doesn't just give you facts about the story, it leaves you thinking, sharpens that critical sense a bit.
A lot to chew on. Definitely a world where you need to keep your eyes open.
And maybe check who your butler really is.
Good advice.